with us here in Washington. Charles, what'd you think?
Well, Brett, I'd love to be a contrarian, but it's so obvious what happened tonight. I think everybody agrees it was a dead draw, which means Obama won resoundingly. What's really curious is the kind of contrast in their styles. Obama is preternaturally calm, cool, unruffled, and reassuring, and that's really all he needed to be. McCain was trying to win on points, because that's what you do if you're behind. But McCain has this curious way of simply jabbing. He jabs, then he kind of walks away after it's parried, and he never delivers the real blow. And that's because he has a way of speaking almost telegraphically. He really had Obama on the issue of the late-term abortions, and then he simply, McCain just gave a cryptic answer, well, health is just an excuse for allowing anything. I mean, he should have really elaborated on that and exposed Obama's hypocrisy, but he never elaborates. On William Ayers, he never explained who Ayers is, what he did, and the fact that McCain and I and a lot of Americans wouldn't even shake hands with the man. On Ayers, it actually looked as if McCain was thought it all distasteful. He didn't really want to bring it up, as if he sort of had to. His handlers had told him, and he kind of walked away quickly. The absence of Jeremiah Wright, of course, is now famous. McCain has forsworn it, and he will not bring it up, even though I think it's an absolutely legitimate issue, but it's not going to arise. And if you're going to talk about Obama's associations, that's the most troubling. So you get McCain trying to win on points, and I thought he was feisty and tough. But all Obama had to do was to be reassuring. It's a Democratic year, and in the face of this economic tsunami, it's an extraordinarily Democratic year. And all the challenger has to be is acceptable and presidential. Obama has shown it 3 times in the 4.5 hours with Obama, and that's the way that you coast into the Oval Office.
All right. Well, Charles, you know, I must say, can you imagine a scenario in which John McCain could have done something, even with some help from Obama having a bad night, which he didn't, but if he could, that would have made a real difference in the state of this race? I was watching
it and thinking, if Ronald Reagan himself had been in McCain's chair, there is nothing he could have done. On the day in which the markets go down by 700 points, and you're the incumbent party, there's nothing you can say unless you force a huge error on the part of the opposition. And Obama is a guy who does not commit huge errors. He simply doesn't. And that's what he understood he had to do. He played defensively, and because of that, he won.
And as looking at the screen, we were kind of struck in here by the contrast in the facial expressions of the two contestants, if you will, when they were not talking. You know, Obama at times smiled and seemed amused while he was listening to some of Senator McCain's charges. Senator McCain, in the meantime, listened to some of what Senator Obama was said, and he had a somewhat peculiar expression on his face. At least it struck me that way. He looked, I don't know. What did you think?
I thought he looked stern. He once raised his eyebrows and lowered them rapidly, which looked extremely odd. And Obama, as usual, is remarkably unruffled. I mean, you could have had a grenade go off in the back of the room, and Obama would have smoothly spoken right through it. And that's his gift. He's a man of remarkable self-containment. And even on Palin, he was given an opening. Do you see his discipline on Palin? He didn't say a single word attacking her, knowing it could only alienate a lot of people and it wouldn't advance his cause. It's that discipline and self-containment which I think is his greatest asset, and he deployed it remarkably tonight.
Charles, thanks very much. Let's turn back to the